Hello and welcome everyone to the very first round in the brand new season of the Dynamic Nights Yellow Championship. We are going to be racing today in the state of Victoria in Melbourne, Australia for the Australian Grand Prix. Of course, that's been the opening rounds of the F1 calendar for the last 24 years. My name is Katie1997, going to be doing the commentary for you tonight as well. The track is in the streets of Albert Park, around the lake of Albert Park. It is a 5.3 kilometer circuit, or 3.2 miles long, with 16 corners, 6 to the left and 10 to the right, and 2 DRS zones. At the end of the final corner, turn 16, and 3 DRS zones at the end of turn 16, and turn 2, and turn 12. Now to also give you the multi, of course this is a little bit of a bidding that DNE does. So there are the 4 multis for the DNE Yellow Championship for today's race. The first is Mercedes to lock out the front row. Second is AlphaTauri to battle during the race. Dan the Racer to finish with 1.5 laps of fuel. And Unigrino to get a podium. Now to give you the driver lineup. So we're going to start from the top to the bottom. So for Mercedes, we have Honest Crook and Conehouse. And then for Ferrari, it's James Cruz and G-Force Benny Mac. But James Cruz is not racing today for the Ferrari. Ali G and Jamo in the Red Bull. Transit Gamer and Trent DeBeats in the McLaren. Deputy Dog and Unigrino in the Renault. Re98 and Adolf Panzer in the AlphaTauri, Declan and Gold Gloves in the Racing Point, Hellbent 001 and Jace in the Alfa Romeo, Scope 700 and Ramsey in the Haas, and then Dan the Racer and F1 Boy in the Williams. And that is your lineup for the season. And of course we are missing a little bit, some drivers as well for today's race, but the show will go on. Originally, I am supposed to be doing commentary with my common partner BKXI, but he is doing Diamond right now at the moment, so he'll probably either show up later or I'll just be doing it on my own. But anyways, let's give you a tour of the 5.3 kilometer circuit of Albert Park. So we'll go follow on with Dan the Racer in the Williams. And of course, the very first part is going to the chicane of turns 1 and 2. Very fast and very technical. Got to get a good rhythm. Into the DRS zone you go, into the hard braking zone of turn 3. This is, of course, where Fernando Alonso has had that famous incident in 2016 with Esteban Gutierrez. Into turn 4 and into turn 5, it's a little bit of a king stare from left to right, followed by going up into turn 7 right there. A little bit of a kink there as well, followed by going outside towards the grass. Of course, if you go a little bit exceeding the track limits, it is a little bit pretty much unforgiving. So actually we'll follow on G-Force Benny since he Dan the Racer got invalidated. So he's coming out towards the fast chicane of turns 11 and 12, the left-right chicane, and of course they've had a lot of moments there. Timo Glock, for example, in 2008 when he got a bumpy land in his Toyota, into turn 13 at the end of the second DRS zone to turn 14. Make sure to stay inside. Don't go outside that curve, or otherwise it could actually cost you a penalty. Into turn 15, and now turn 16 to the final DRS straight. G-Force Benny Mac will set the first lap in the Ferrari, and he does. 120.7 to kick it off on pole position for the moment. Next is looking to be one of the Haas's. I think that could be Matt. Yep, it is Matt Bangza in the Haas coming towards the line. And he's got the DRS open. It looks like to be a 121. It is a 121.5. Pole position looking to be mostly in the 120s. Possibly we could see even the 119s. And Kvyat Panzer goes a 120.9. So right now he is currently second fastest. Conehouse, a 120.5. In the black Mercedes, of course, this is the brand new Mercedes that just came out for the new patch about a week ago as well. Jace in the Alpha in fifth with a 122.9. Charles Leclerc, 82, in the Red Bull. I think that is a reserve driver for, I believe, Ali. So he's currently 1:27.9 at 7th fastest. And that is what it is looking like at the moment. And oh yeah, also, I forgot to mention, Kuda is also replacing James Cruz in the Ferrari, as he's coming to the fast chicane, to the last DRS zone, or the second DRS zone, I should say, into turn 14 in that Sebastian Vettel Ferrari. And I think Trent the Beast also did a time as well, and so did Dan the Racer. Dan the Racer did a 1:23.3. Trent the Beast 1:24.6. Kuda next across the line, and he goes into pole position with a 1:20.5. So that is what it is looking like at the moment now, as the 120s are separate from 1, 2, and 3, with the Ferraris locking up the front row so far. And we'll follow on now with Deputy Dog in the Renault, and it looked like his teammate Unigrino might have slowed down a little bit. Ooh, a little bit outside the curve. Luckily you didn't get it validated there. Normally you would if you went that wide. Into the final corner now, and Deputy Dog looks like a pretty good time, I think. Will that be a 1:19? Oh, it's close. It's a 1:20.7. So he's second fastest, splits the Ferraris into second place for the moment. And of course, this year would have been the 25th year of Albert Park hosting the opening race of Formula One, but of course it unfortunately got canceled due to COVID-19. So that's it would have been it probably would have been a special moment too for them as well, and of course to celebrate the 70th anniversary of Formula One. But also to give a quick shout out to all the doctors, nurses, and the first responders that have been helping out throughout this pandemic, and wishing nothing but prayers and the very best for everyone that has been affected so far by COVID-19. F1 Boy does a 1:21.8, puts them 7th fastest in the Williams. And I think the next will be Honest Cook? Yeah. I was making sure if it was Honest Cook. Okay, so Honest Cook is invalidated at the moment, so he won't set a time just quite yet. Let's see, who can we follow along with next? Let's... Oh, looks like an AlphaTauri went wide there. I think that might have been Kvyat Pan. Was that Panzer? I think. Oh no, that was Reedy. So Reedy is about to get started on his lap now, and I think the next across is Gold Gloves in the Racing Point. Nice helmet, by the way, though. Complimenting that pink Mercedes, of course. Gold Gloves does a 1:21.1. He was purple though in the third sector, so he probably made a couple of mistakes throughout that lap. But currently, right now, he sits at 6th place. Let me also know in the comments section your predictions, and of course any thoughts about today's Australian Grand Prix so far. And of course, also, if for all you Dynamic Nights subscribers, the Diamond Race, like I mentioned before, is going on right now as well. So that will, I think they're doing the race right now at the moment, but yep, that's going on right now, and I think we'll probably end sooner than this race. But look at the comments now. ACW does the banana cake pie emoji. Of course, that's one of the famous emojis I probably would say I've seen on DNE, of course. Oh, we got a Racing Point that went into the wall. That was Gold Gloves. Oh, Gold Gloves left the session. Wait, what? He left the session? Why did he leave the session? Alright, we'll follow along with Ramsey as he lets do his lap now, and he does. 121.1. And the next across is the Ferrari of Kuda as he's going to get his lap started. We've got someone that's stuck. Hold on. I'm trying to find out who that is. It looks like somewhere in the second sector. Let me follow along with the Red Bull that's coming towards. That might be Charlotte Flair. Oh, that was Matt. Oh, he retired. He must have. Oh, so he crashed out of the end of turn 12. I see. Okay. That's a tough break there for Matt, as he's gonna have to settle where he is for the moment. And we are about 7.5 minutes left into the qualifying session. Right now, Kuda is your pole sitter. So far, the top 5 has gone into the 120s. Forgot to mention that too. Unit Renault is at 120.9 in the Renault. So far, really close between the top 5 at the moment. But will we see someone crack into the 119s though? I have a feeling we could. It could be Kuda, because he is right now your pole sitter. Or it could be Deputy Dog or G-Force Benny. It could be anybody from the top 5. Maybe, but don't count out also the guys in the other part as well from the top 10. Okay. And of course, the average lap speed around here is usually about 215 kilometers an hour. If you want to know what that is in terms of what I use in America, for our metrics, for our system, it's 130 miles an hour. The XX speed of these cars will probably be traveling about 320 kilometers an hour. That's like over 200 miles an hour, at least. And yes, I am using, of course, I am using the kilometers an hour system as well, as you can see right there on the telemetry. Something I've never used before. I've always used miles an hour, but I figure I might as well give something new since it is all Australian, of course. And Kuda improves his time more with a 120.1, so he's about 6/10 up from Deputy Dog. So right now he's putting up a good show so far for the reserve driver in the Ferrari. As, oh, we got a little bit of, I don't know if that Mercedes was on a lap. I hope that lap was not impeded in any sort of way. Who was that? Was that Honest Crook? It was Honest Crook. So, let's see who can we follow. Let's follow along with G-Force Benny. And the other Ferrari, it looks like he's improving a little bit as well. He's about half a tenth up, but will it be enough to get close to pole position? And that answer is he is now in second with the 120.4, so the Ferraris are back to being a 1-2. And here comes Honest Crook as he goes actually into the pits. So scratch that. And here comes Reedy. He's about to start his lap, and he's got plenty of time to do it with 3:50 to go into the qualifying session. Meanwhile, Gold Gloves is invalidated, so scratch that. And yes, also, since I am also, like I mentioned, I am also American, and pretty much right now it is about 3:30 in the morning. So right now I'm actually doing this commentary as well at 3:30 in the morning for an all-Australian league. But hey, I'm more than happy to watch this race. So far this has been pretty good as a qualifying session so far. Ramsey comes towards the line and he goes third fastest with a 120.6. So right now the Haas is right now third, and pretty much right now the first three cars are Ferrari power unit cars, especially the main supplier. Something you don't normally, something you haven't seen right now with Ferrari this year, of course, as they've had a horrible season so far from the way it looks. Let's see, who can we follow along? Think of him. So Reedy finally did his time. He did a 1:22.3, so that puts him at 13th position. And we'll follow along with the guy that's closest right now, and that would be Charles Leclerc, 82, who is the reserve driver for Ali, who was supposed to be in the Red Bull, but he is absent for tonight's race. And I think this would be his last lap as oh, nope, there you go. Goes very wide there into turn 13, and I think that might have killed his lap, as he's got a McLaren right behind him, a Trent Beast. But thankfully he's on an out lap. He does get out of the way, and there's a Haas coming up towards him, and that looks like to be Ramsey. Ramsey goes into the pits, and we will follow along with Conehouse as he's about to do his lap, finish up his lap right now. 1:20.1 is to beat, and 1:21.2 is the time he set, and that puts him 8th. Here comes Kvyat Panzer in the AlphaTauri. Of course, oh, never mind, he has lap invalidated. Or was that his out lap? I don't know. But anyway, oh, he invalidated his lap again, so that means that will be the end of his qualifying session. But yeah, forgot to mention that yes, this is the rebranded AlphaTauri, which was before called Toro Rosso at the time, but still has the same supplier. The power unit is powered by Honda, but also I'd probably say is one of the best liveries in this F1 calendar as well, apart from the black Mercedes as well. That's probably another car I would say that's a really nice looking car as well. Let's see. Let's follow on with Trent as he's coming towards the line. Right now he sets at a 24.6. Looks like to be maybe a 23. Oh, 24. 24.0. He does improve his time, but not by much to gain a position. And next is Jamo in the Red Bull coming towards the line, and he does 1:21.1. And the Renault, who would that be? I think that might be Deputy Dog. Does not improve his time at all. Next is Gold Gloves as he invalidates. So that is the end of his qualifying session over. And Kuda is retired from the session. I'm guessing, oh, I probably could see on the dot what happened is he crashed. Let's see if I can. Oh, what the? How did he manage to do that? This car was on his side. I don't think I've ever seen a car upside down in that part of the track before. Wow. And meanwhile, here comes GeForce Benny. And does it get to pole? No. He stays at second best. So the Ferraris are locked into a 1-2. It's not a Mercedes 1-2, it's a Ferrari 1-2. As what it looks like, as yep, I think that is the end of the qualifying session. As Kuda, the reserve driver for James Cruz, is your pole sitter for today. And G-Force Benny is in second, with Debbie Dog in the Renault in third, and Ramsey in fourth, with Kivitz Panzer in fifth, Unit in sixth, and Gold Gloves in seventh. Jamo in eighth, Conehouse in ninth, Onyx Crook in 10th, Mac Ranza in 11th, F1 Boy in 12th. I think it looks like he might have improved his time a little bit. I'm not quite entirely sure, but yeah, he sits 12th, and Dan the Racer in 13th, Reedy in 14th, Jace in 15th, Trent DeVries in 16th, and Charles Leclerc 82 in 17th. So that is your order for the race. And also another thing to keep your eyes on too. Of course, this game has dealt with a lot of bugs as of lately, as if you're familiar. The thing is that there's, like, for spectator mode, there's a couple things. One would be obviously the timing glitch. Basically, the live grid would be a little bit scattered at the start, so be aware of that on the opening lap. And of course, sometimes the tires, like the age of the tires, is not accurate all the time, so just to give you some clarification on that as well, in case you see any sort of weird things that might happen. But anyways, let's run through the order one more time. Kuda is your pole sitter, along with G-Force Benny, Deputy Dog in third, Ramsey in fourth, Kvyat Panzer in fifth, Unit Greeno in sixth, Gold Gloves in seventh, Jamo in eighth, Conehouse in ninth, Honest Crook in 10th, Mac Brangza in 11th, F1 Boy in 12th, Dan the Racer in 13th, Reedy in 14th, Jace in 15th, Trent DeVries in 16th, and Charles Leclerc 82 in 17th. And that is your order. And of course, I'll rate through the order one more time once we get the grid going again as well. And it looks like cloudy, a little bit of cloudy skies too. Could we see some rain? That could be a possibility. The thing is also, I don't have like the information about that in terms of like what goes on for the weather ahead of time. That's only for the drivers. So, oh yeah, also, if you are familiar with watching Yellow from before, it's usually on Wednesdays, about around this time, for 8:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. We were supposed to do it yesterday, but the problem is that Codemasters was doing some maintenance on F1 2020, and it caused a delay for about a few hours. So that's why we did not do the race last night. So that's just going to give you a little heads up. Anyways, let's go ahead and go through your order one more time. Kuda is your pole sitter, along with G-Force Benny, Deputy Dog in third, Ramsey in fourth, along with Kvyat Panzer in fifth, Unit Greeno in sixth, Gold Gloves in seventh, Jamo in eighth, Conehouse in ninth, Honest Crook in 10th, and Matt Brangza in 11th, F1 Boy in 12th, Dan the Racer in 13th, Reedy in 14th, Jace in 15th, Trent DeVries in 16th, and Charles Leclerc 82 in 17th. And we've already got two cars that have been disqualified from the session, and it's the Mercedes cars of Conehouse and Honest Crook. And no, they are not disqualified from the session. That's just, it just says that anytime. It just says that during a formation lap. They are not disqualified. They will still be racing. And we will be doing 29 laps around Albert Park. And of course, I think this will be presumed to be a one-stop, maybe a two-stop, depending on the strategies. Almost everyone is on the softs except for Matt and F1 Boy starting on the mediums. As everyone comes around, excuse me, comes around the final time, and it's time to get going to see who will be the hero for today for any of these Australians to get a victory on their home soil here in Melbourne, in Victoria, around the beautiful lake of Albert Park. Seems like all the skies are pretty much partly cloudy skies. Should be good racing whatsoever. No rain looks like to be expected at all. So everyone, are you ready for Dynamic Nights Yellow Championship for the first round here in 2020? We got 5 red lights and it's time to get going. It's lights out and away we go, and it's a good start from Kuda and a good start from GeForce Benny coming into turn 1. It looks like Kuda's got the inside line into turn 1, and he's got ahead so far. It's so far GeForce Benny from Ramsey, and there's like some incidents from the backfield. I think a little bit of contact was made, but so far everything's keeping clean so far. So far, no glitch as well. Ramsey in third with Kvyat's Panzer in fourth, and Gold Gloves up to 5th. Deputy Dog has lost at least 3 positions already, down to 6th place. As they gone single file into turn 8 we go, and pretty much everyone's gone a little bit clean at the moment. But so far, a good start from the Ferraris with Kuda from GeForce Benny, from Ramsey, Kvyat's Panzer, and Gold Gloves rounding out the top 5. And pretty much looks like no damage to be expected. Looks like someone's gone off, I think. And it's Reedy that's got wing damage. He's got both end plates off of his car. He's going to have to go back to the pits. And, Kuda's gone wide, and he's gone to the grass. He saves the car. But now here comes GeForce Benny on the inside into turn 13, and he does make the move ahead of his teammate. But here comes Kuda. He's falling behind. He's going to have to stay behind, at least for the time being. So GeForce Benny will lead the first lap of the Australian Grand Prix, and it'll be followed by his teammate from Ramsey to Kvyat's Panzer and Gold Gloves. The gap between him and his teammate is only 3/10 right now. So far close, and so far tight, close racing. Pretty much so far it looks like everyone's gone clean. Only just single file. So far everyone's just keeping patient. Reedy gone to the pits, followed by a 5-second penalty. There is your pit strategy right there by AWS. A one-stop strategy is projected if you're on the softs from a soft to hard, or a 2-stop from a soft to medium. As Trent gets ahead of Jace and up into 13th place. And also Reedy and looks like Sean Leclerc got it. AT2 got involved as well in some kind of an incident as well. And also to give you a reminder, the lap window for the one stop will be either lap 9 or 11. So far Benny has built that gap a little bit more. He's about 8/10 up from his teammate. So far everyone's just keeping it clean. Probably apart from a little bit of incidents, I think I might have seen some damage that happened out of turn 2, and we've got someone off. It is Unit that has gone off. Unit has gone off out of turn 6 from the way it looks, and he's broken his front wing again, so he has to go back again. He probably will be a lap down, and the Ferrari of GeForce Benny has set the fastest lap of a 1:24. And here comes Ramsey, gained by Kuda, and he's in 2nd place. Splits the Ferraris. Brilliant job done by the Haas. Getting ahead of the main supplier. Of course, Haas has the Ferrari as the supplier for their power units. And also coming towards Kuda is Panzer. Panzer is getting closer and closer. We're riding on board with him. Kuda is also rubbing some grass a little bit there too, making some slight errors. The guy that was on pole position is down to 3rd place. And he goes a little bit into that inside curve there. Goes a little bit twitchy there as well. And there you go. Into the pits goes Unit. And he'll probably have to go into the hards, try to get salvage a race. and salvage something. And Gold Gloves and Deputy Dog, 3-second penalties for them for corner cutting. So that is now 4 penalties that we've seen so far, and we've got, looks like Charles Leclerc has gone off. His front wing's gone, and I think I saw him reset to circuit, which is something you're not supposed to do in the race. And also Charles Leclerc, and we got a Charles Leclerc AT2 just retired, and we got a virtual safety car deployed, as I think he might have crashed again. So now a virtual safety car is out after 4 laps. And GeForce Benny has built the gap between Ramsey of a gap of 1.3 seconds. Of course, everyone has to slow down, reduce their speed by 40%, try to be below the delta as much as they possibly can. But also there is moments too in this game where it is a little bit glitchy, so. Oh, and Brady has a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. Everything's now gone from bad to worse for him as well. And of course also a lap before DRS was enabled as well. So you have to be under a second from the car ahead, as we've got someone that's gone off. I think that might be Matt. Matt is, was it Matt or who was that? Oh, we got F1 Boy lost the front wing. Kuda's out! Kuda's out of the race! He's crashed into turn 12 and he's collected Gold Gloves. Gold Gloves was collected in the process as well. Oh dear. And will that bring out a safety car? Looks like the answer is no, because everyone's still going green. But Kuda, who was on pole position, is out of the race after crashing out of turn 12, the same mistake he did in qualifying. So now here comes Ramsey too with DRS. He's closed that gap now between him and GeForce Benny. He's going to try to keep him honest as much as he can as well. He's trying to break away also away from Panzer. Panzer doesn't even have DRS right now to get close to Ramsey. I am actually kind of surprised that did not bring out a safety car, and Konehouse is out of the race. Konehouse is out, and his car's in the middle of the road, and we got a VSC out again. He has crashed at a turn 5, and we have another virtual safety car deployed. So already we have 3 drivers out of the race after 5 laps. 5 laps have gone, 3 cars are gone. One of them was the pole sitter. And the multi also, one of the multis also has been broken, as well as there will be no Mercedes 1-2 as Konehouse is out of the race. And Jamo with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as well. And Konehouse also left the session as well. I don't blame him after that. Tough break for 3 drivers so far, and I think we should be getting. Oh, and Gold Gloves with. Oh man, he's got another drive-through penalty. So he's now gonna have to serve it. He sped under the virtual safety car. So it went from bad to worse for him as well. Oh jeez, that's really tough. But GeForce Benny has got Ramsey all over, and the gap is closed. But Ramsey now has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as well. Pretty much the only thing GeForce Benny can do is just either make no mistakes, or even if Ramsey gets by him, just try to stay within his 3-second delta. If you can do that, you pretty much got the race under the bag for you. Gotta say, good camera shot there, by the way, on the helicopter cam, going on the overhead shot of Albert Park. Right now, it's a Ferrari and a Haas and an AlphaTauri, currently at a 1, 2, 3, and it's gone much, much closer as well. Ramsey all over GeForce Benny. Kvyat Panzer all over Ramsey himself. DRS open now for the Haas. as I think he's a little bit too far away, so he'll have to stay back from where he is. There he comes. He's trying to gain, trying to attack him as much as if he gets to turn 3. He'll have to stay back there, at least for the time being. A little bit of slight contact there between GeForce Benny and Ramsey. A little bit there. Ramsey all over him so far. GeForce Benny under pressure. Someone's gone off as well, I think. Was that Deputy Dog? There was a caution there at turn 1, I saw, but not sure exactly what was happening there. Alright, here we go. Towards the fast left-right chicane, turn 11 and 12 into the far side of the lake. Great exit there from the Haas of Ramsey. Again with the rear wing open for DRS. Benny tries to cover him off, and he holds him off. Great defending there by GeForce Benny so far. Good job to plant that car on the outside corner to at least prevent Ramsey from even getting by him on the outside, but he's going to have to get by. Oh, and Oz Crook is out, and we have yet another virtual safety car. The third time we have had a VSC. We're not even at 10 laps. So Honest Crook is out of the race. Both Mercedes are gone. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. As I think it looks like green flags are coming out, and I think I saw green flags coming. Nope, never mind. I thought I saw green flags. Still yellow right now, so Dan the racer's now gone in the pits. He's fit on the hard compound tires. As I think about the next lap, we should see drivers heading to the pits very soon for the pits for the one-stop strategy. Ramsey all over GeForce Benny, and Unigrino has a drive-through penalty now for speeding under the virtual safety car. So we're back under green. Ramsey has actually built more of a gap now between him and Kvyat Panzer by 1.7 seconds. Into turn 15 we go. Ramsey still trying to fight him off as much as he can. GeForce Benny doing a good job so far trying to defend this Haas as much as possible. Ramsey with DRS is a little too far away. Into turn 1, trying to get the better exit he can. I think Benny had a better exit than he did. And Benny will hold him off once they get to turn 3. Now, this is the situation where maybe the undercut will come into play. Will we see any of these drivers go into the pits first? The undercut can be pretty powerful in Australia if you're down by at least 2.5 seconds. Ramsey could try to go for the undercut and try to get some clean air, or GeForce Benny can try to go in and try to heat up the hard tires if he can, while also getting some clean air. Of course, also, if you go to the hard compound tire, it will take a while for you to actually heat up those tires. Ramsey, well, bad luck comes to him as he has another penalty for a 6 seconds added to him for multiple warnings now. So 6 total seconds of penalties. Kvyat Panzer, he's gone to 5th as well. I wonder what exactly happened to him, but now he's gone past by F1 Boy into 4th place. Matt, the other Haas, is in 3rd as they both go into the pits. Interesting. And Matt's wait, did Matt pit already for the mediums? I can't remember exactly. Let me look at that real quick. No, that's the tire he started on. Okay. All right, so there you go. The pit window is open from lap 10 to 12 for the soft tires to go in for a one stop. So now it is the guys actually start on the medium tires. Matt and F1 Boy F1 Boy right now in second place. And there's GeForce Benny as he is now in third place behind F1 Boy. And also into the pits goes Jamo, and into the pit, coming out of the pits, is Kvyat's Panzer. So pretty much almost everyone's gone the hard tires except for Units and Matt, F1 Boy, and Kvyat's Panzer. Jace, a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings already added to him. And we're just nearing the halfway mark as well. Also, to give you a little bit of an update as well for the Diamond side of things, as I'm looking right now as well. Currently, they are 3 laps away from finishing the race, and currently your race leader is the Smeg in the Racing Point. So he's in line to get the first win of the season for himself. And right now we're not even halfway through into the race to this one. And meanwhile, F1 Boy has got the Haas of Ramsey right behind him as Ramsey gets by, it looks like, I think that was Unit. Yes, it is. That is Unit. And he is all over F1 Boy. And he's got fair exit there. Oh, F1 Boy tries to cut him off. Ramsey says, no, you are not cutting me off. I'm going to get ahead of you. Into third place goes Ramsey. And also, that helped GeForce Benny a little bit as well, as he's now built the gap between him and Ramsey to 2.5 seconds as well, thanks to the battle with him and F1 Boy. As Matt gets a 3-second penalty from multiple warnings. Now for the medium tire runners, they probably will have to be pitting in about 4 or 5 laps from now is when the pit window for them should be open. And of course that will be projected for them to go from the mediums to the hards. And also Matt has lost a lot of pace to GeForce Benny, as GeForce Benny is closing on him by, looks like, nearly half a second a lap, as those tires are probably fading. And like I said too, that is incorrect. Like the tire age. Matt has been on those tires since the start, and they are not 0-lap-old mediums, okay? It's FYI. And Gold Gloves, a 3-second penalty from multiple warnings, and I'm just hoping, though, for the next patch that they fix it as well. And Kvyat's Panzer now has the fastest lap of the race with a 24.5. And also, since Diamond might be close, we might have BK show up maybe a little bit later, but we'll see what goes on. So far it looks like everything's gone a little bit silent at the moment. So far it's Matt from GeForce Benny to Ramsey. The gap is still closing between GeForce Benny and Matt, as it is right now 4.5 seconds. Hang on, I'm just gonna look at something real quick. Sorry about that. Kvyat's Panzer just got another fastest lap of the race. And yeah, pretty much so far it's just a little bit quiet at the moment. much I'm thinking the striking distance that GeForce Benny should be able to get Matt is probably by, well, if he doesn't pit, he should be able to get him by at least the next couple of laps. Unless he pits right now. Nope, he stays out, and I think this lap of the next one will be his pit window to go in for a set of hards. Yeah, so a little bit of a reminder of what has been happening. Honest Crook, Conehouse, Kuda, and Charles Leclerc 82 are the cars that did retire earlier in the race. Kuda was your pole sitter, and he crashed into turn 12. Honest Crook and Conehouse crashed in the middle of the second sector, and Charles Leclerc 82 crashed in the first sector in the early portion of the race. So that's pretty much why you see them retired at the moment. And also we had 3 virtual safety cars that were deployed as well because of those crashes. Right now the gap's close to 2.2 seconds between GeForce Benny and Matt, and now Rudy's got another penalty for multiple warnings. I guess I can give you a little update in terms of like the Diamond race as well, as I think they just finished, and it was actually SD Bigchich that actually won the race, along with GeForce Crossy and Breno, that finished in the podium position in the Diamond tier. And I actually just read on the read there too. He started from 10th and finished first, so. Pretty good solid drive there from SD Bigchich, one of the drivers for Mercedes-Benz as well in the Diamond tier. And here comes GeForce Benny. Right now currently in second place, but now the gap has closed much, much closer between Benny and Matt. As he should be able to get him on DRS as well. Into the second chicane, out of the second chicane. We're right on board with GeForce Benny. And, oh, that's a little bit of swerving there for Matt. Not supposed to do that really when you try to get him on DRS, but here comes GeForce Benny right behind Matt. Matt's trying to do everything he can to defend, but oh, he closed the door there with the Ferrari. Trying to defend him as well. I don't know if there's any point to defend him really if you're on very old mediums. And also GeForce Benny just got ahead of Matt, and he retakes the lead of the Australian Grand Prix. Trent the Beast has now got another penalty against him. 3 seconds, so let me look and see what the penalty situations are. F1 Boy has none. I don't think Benny has. He only's got 2 warnings. Matt has, I know, 6 seconds of penalties if I'm correct. Oops. No, actually, no, that was Ramsey. Ramsey has 6 seconds of penalties. So, let's see. What's the situation with Panzer? Panzer has 3 seconds. So, if Panzer can get to Ramsey by 3 seconds, that means he could jump him into the podium position. But right now, that is looking to be highly unlikely at this point. Oh, into the pits now goes Matt. And he will come out ahead in 4th, ahead of Deputy Dog. And, oh, looks like a little bit of a lag as well. Alright, so Matt's the only one on the sauce. Interesting. So, yeah, pretty much. He's probably thinking he could try to go to the end of the sauce, but I don't think he could. Gold Glove's got another penalty for multiple warnings. So far, pretty much all. Oh, jeez. Reedy going wide into turn 5, and he's broken completely his front wing, and now we got another virtual safety car. And that is the 4th virtual safety car we've had in this race so far. Alright, so right now it's just GeForce Benny and Ramsey in 2nd. Ramsey's right now at 5.6 seconds behind GeForce Benny, but so far nothing to it. And now we're back under green after the VSC ended. Only 19 laps of down and only 11 more to go into this Australian Grand Prix. So far, pretty much everyone's like all widespread at the moment between the rest of the field. Ramsey's kind of closing in a little bit though. Benny. He's closed that gap by at least nearly a couple tenths. Gained at least a couple tenths out of a couple of corners. Laps down now, but the gap is still closing a little bit though. Let me see if I can find anything going on in the comment section at the moment. So yeah, this would be the first time ever in D&E history that we've had 2 streams at once. I'm pretty sure that was sent by one of the owners. That would probably be Alcatraz. And then Eric says Benny Mac is killing it. Of course, Benny is also part of the GeForce crew, and we have Gold Gloves out, and the 5th time we have a virtual safety car. And also units out of the race as well. I wonder if he retired in the pits or something. But yeah, now it's 5 virtual safety cars. That's probably the most virtual safety cars I think I've ever seen in any Grand Prix race. I think the race is over for Diamond. Let me see if I can invite BK, if I can. I'm trying to see if I can get him in. I know that his race is over for Diamond, but I think I might be stuck on doing it on my own. So Matt is up into 3rd. Right now is that gap accurate? Yeah, okay, I'm just making sure that gap is accurate. He is currently in 3rd. And also to remind everyone as well, for tomorrow night, for Friday night, and for all you Aussies, Friday will be the first race of the Masters tier, so be sure to tune in for that. I believe that is at 8:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time, if I'm correct. And then also Friday for us folks like me in the United States will be the very first race of the US 1 Purple Series, and I will be driving, not commentating. And we'll be driving in the Mercedes-Benz. So be sure to tune in for that. That'll be at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. I believe that would be 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for everyone in Australia. So be sure to tune in for that right here on the Dynamic Nights Esports YouTube channel. And also to give a quick shout out to the sponsors as well. Track Racer, who's been one of the sponsors for D&E, and of course also CD Keys, a couple of sponsors that have been one of the key sponsors for D&E, and a big shout out to them. And also to make sure to follow Dynamic Nights Esports on Instagram, and also to subscribe to their YouTube channel as well, as the channel is currently at 118 subscribers. Alright, so I've got word that apparently DK's internet has been acting up, but that's no surprise. So he is known to actually have some internet issues. But anyways, Reedy just got himself yet another penalty. And we have only 11 cars left on the grid out of 17. 6 cars. 6 cars have retired from the session, and Unit has left the session himself. So pretty much everyone. Oh, hang on. Oh, that was the left car. Never mind. Forget everything. Forget that little jump up there. So, I guess while everything's a little bit quiet, I guess I can give you a little reminder of the upcoming calendar as well for the D&E series. This applies to all D&E tiers. So after Australia will be Bahrain, and then... Oh, sorry, the wrong one. I was reading the PC tier. For the PS4 tier, it's Next race will be Brazil at Interlagos. Third race will be in Mexico, in Mexico City. And the fourth race will be in the Netherlands, of course, in Zandvoort, making its return to F1 since since over 30 years ago. And Abu Dhabi will be the 5th round of the calendar as well. So that's what the next races are looking like of DNE. And yeah, to mention also there. Oh, hang on, we've got someone that's gone off. Is that Trent? Yeah, it was Trent, I think. Anyway, so yeah, like I was gonna say, there are 2 new racetracks to the calendar. Well, it's obviously not current to what the calendar we have right now for real life, but what was supposed to be, we were going to have at least 2 new circuits. Zandvoort, like I mentioned, making its return, and also the new street circuit, Vietnam in Hanoi for the Vietnam Grand Prix. And of course, I probably would say is definitely one of my favorite circuits, but not really for everyone else. But I really enjoy it. It's almost like a bigger version of Baku. The track is like really long in terms of its straights. The longest one stretches for 1 kilometer, and also the braking zones are really heavy as well. And it takes a lot of inspiration from other circuits, like for example, turns 1 and 2, like are pretty much like based off of the Nürburgring turns. And of course, it features like a couple of roundabout turns, and then you've got the S's that have inspirations of like the Suzuka S's, and of course a little bit of the Sepang Malaysia circuit as well. And meanwhile, let's go ahead and read some comments because I've got comments from Hellbent. He saying that he couldn't make it because he was working late. So that's pretty much why he didn't make the race today. Yeah, so far GeForce Benny in cruise control at the moment. Him and Kuda did lock up Ferrari 1-2 in qualifying. But an unfortunate event for Kuda as he retired from the race in the early portion of the race as well, crashing into turn 12. And he also collected gold gloves in the process, somehow. Alright, so laps ago. Oh yeah, I forgot there was another multi that. So Dan the Racer's multi for this race was to finish the race by 1.5 lap, with 1.5 laps of fuel left. I obviously cannot see that because since he had a little bit of a moment there. Turn 2. I was going to say is that I cannot see how many laps he has left because of the Williams car's dashboard being so small, and I cannot read that when it's on the TV pod. I could if I could have like the cockpit camera, but I cannot see it from that. But all I'm gonna say is if you do not see any if you do not see that fuel light blinking, then that just means that he basically probably did save a lot of fuel, and maybe the multi will come true. Speaking of the multis, I think so far I think we've had 2 multis that have been blown away. The Mercedes are not locking up the 1-2, and Unit was on the multi to get podium. That is not happening. Alpha Tauri to battle during the race. We have barely seen any Alpha Tauris battling out, so probably the only multi that we will see that might come true is Dan the Racer finishing with 1.5 laps of fuel, or finishing with like a lot of fuel in the car. I don't know, but we'll see what goes on. I guess the only thing we can keep an eye on is to see if that red light does come on. Of course, Dan the Racer is known to be more conservative, and pretty much that's why he pretty much lasts quite a bit of the race, just because he just knows how to conserve fuel. Now we got clouds overhead. Now it's partly cloudy earlier. Now let's just move on to cloudy skies. But there's no rain to be expected. It doesn't matter if there is rain anyway, since we're about 2 laps left into the race. The gap between GeForce Benny and Ramsey is currently 6.7 seconds. So far in cruise control. Actually, now we've got a battle going on. It's now Kvyat, Panzer, and Matt battling out for the final podium positions. So we'll ride along with Panzer for a little bit. Goes to the outside into turn 9. Does he make the move? He's got the inside line into turn 10. And Matt has covered that off a little bit there, but now into the fast chicane of turns 11 and 12. On the inside goes Kvyat, Panzer. Oh, the spin! Contact! Contact between those two. Was there damage though between? Yeah, I think there might have been damage. I think. I'm not quite entirely sure, but here comes Kvyat, Panzer on the inside of turn 13. Makes the move done. I think for the moment he's up to 3rd place. And Kvyat's Panzer. Brilliant move there. Moves himself up to 3rd place. Nice job. But I don't think Matt's quite done with him just quite yet. The final lap has been commenced. And so far, Benny in the commanding lead as Kvyat Panzer is trying to defend the inside line. Now he cuts back to the original racing line and holds off Matt for the moment. Now into the DRS straight. Is it close enough? Oh, he gets a little bit deep there, but he's just not quite there enough to get by the Alpha Tauri. But so far, the main story so far has been GeForce Benny, who started in 2nd with his teammate, lock it up a 1-2. But GeForce Benny coming off best out of this. Ramsey gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings, and Kvyat's Panzer still holding off Matt as much as he can. But we'll follow along right now with GeForce Benny as he comes around the final corner for the final time. GeForce Benny, for the first race in Dynamic Nights Yellow, wins the Australian Grand Prix. And Ramsey will follow it up in 2nd place, and Kvyat's Panzer and Matt is the only ones we have to focus on right now as they come towards the final couple of corners. Kvyat Panzer holding off that inside line. Now into the final straight. I think Kvyat Panzer's got enough to get away from him. Yes, he does. But what will happen in terms of penalties? Kvyat Panzer comes across in 3rd. Matt jumps him, so Matt will get the final podium position. And the Haas, on a very successful day, get 2nd and 3rd. So a good day for the Haas team. And the AlphaTauri Panzer finishes in 4th off of penalties. Deputy Dog finishes in 5th, and F1 Boy finishes in 6th place. Jamo will come home in 7th. And Dan the Racer. Oh, we see that blinking red light there. I think the multi might have been broken. I don't know. Yep, the multi. I think so. I don't see a 1. I've taken a very good look at it. I don't think there's a 1 on that left side of the dashboard, so I don't think he finished with 1.5 laps of fuel. So, no multi apparently, but GeForce Benny is your race winner. And a big congratulations to the Ferrari team And the driver of the day goes to Matt as well. Matt also was the one that started on the medium tires in the Bomb 10 as well. I'm going to probably see if I can catch any interviews if possible. But anyway, there is your race winner there. G-Force Benny with a commanding win for Ferrari. The Haas team with a very successful day, finishing in second and third. Matt with a brilliant drive from 11th to third place, and starting off one of the only 2 cars on the medium tires. G-Force Benny finishes off in first, Ramsey second, and Matt in third, and Kvyat Spencer in fourth, Deputy Dog in fifth, F1 Boy in sixth, Jambo in seventh, Dan the Racer in eighth, Trent the Beast in ninth, Reedy in 10th, Jash in 11th, Gold Gloves in 12th, Unit in 13th, Honest Crook in 14th, Conehouse in 15th, Kuda 16th, and Charles Leclerc 82 in 17th. And these guys were the guys that retired from the session of 6 cars. So let me see if I can get interviews up and running. If I can. If I can't, then we'll probably have to call it off. And I'll see if I can get an interview with the podium finishers. See if I can get Benny, Matt, and Ramsey to join. Just give me at least a minute. Well, I am not getting a confirmation, so I'm probably going to have to cut it off then. Okay, well, that is a wrap then for the Australian Grand Prix. Thank you very much for watching, as we will get to Interlagos next week for the Brazilian Grand Prix in Sao Paulo. My name is Katie1997. Have a great rest of your night and wherever you may be.